Hey y'all, it's me, Dr. Lynn Daniel, coming to you today. Lynn Daniel, PhD, EDS. I'm the self-care evangelist here on social media. I talk about wellness, personal and professional wellness. All right. Today I want to talk to you all about my latest project looking at wellness ways. What can English educators do to examine and promote their personal and professional wellness, to move them from apathy to advocacy and activism? How do you do that? You do that through mindfulness in growth in communities, a practice with like-minded people. And this book can be the tool to get you there. I put this book together for you. It's a 30-day journal. It takes you on a journey. Each day has a poem and an action, a prompt and an action. A poem, a prompt, and an action. And if you do these things for 30 days, the whole point of it is to help you to focus in, to rest in, to self-examine, reflect, and start peeling away and making some moves and changes to move you towards advocating for what is important in your personal and professional life. Primarily, your professional life, your community. All right? I want you all, those of you who are English teachers and you're in the Arizona area or nearby, come to the Arizona English Teachers Association's annual conference. This year will be in Tucson, Arizona, September 23rd. Come join us there. Get your ticket. Tickets are $50. Come join us. Our guest speaker, we have a guest speaker. We have Dr. Jamila Lyscott, who is the guest speaker. We have our sessions. I am leading a session in the afternoon on cultivating spaces of healing and joy with communities of practice. We have our featured author, Dr. Monica Brown, and a raffle. We have a light breakfast and a nice lunch. So come join us. Tickets are $50. And yeah, last year was beautiful. I presented last year. This year I'm presenting again. Come join us, you all. It's important. Communities of practice, communities, healthy, mindful communities are so important to your personal and professional growth and wellness, because it gives you an opportunity to mingle with and engage with like-minded people, people who can take you out of your comfort zone, people who can help you grow and expand your knowledge base and help you to develop your wheelhouse of skills and all of that. So definitely start by joining the Arizona English Teachers Association and then meet us there. All right. So I'm going to share a couple of things, and then I'm hoping not to keep you long because I do not want to ramble, but I want to share with you some actions and practices that I have incorporated within my life for the past decade or longer these things are helping me to have personal and professional wellness. Okay. So the first thing I'm doing is I am looking at my financial literacy and my financial practices. I started off following Dave Ramsey about a decade ago to learn some of the fundamentals of financial literacy and being responsible concerning the whole picture of your finances, developing a systemized approach to budgeting, to debt repayment, to just living and managing the household. And then around 2016, I discovered the Live Richer Academy and Tiffany, the Budgetnista Alice, who I just adore her teaching. I became a member of the Live Richer Academy, and I've learned so much from her. I am also a mentee in her business coaching community. So she is my mentor. I am the mentee, okay, in the financial literacy group and in the business group. So, what does she teach us? She teaches how to budget, debt to income ratio. She teaches saving plans. She speaks a lot about financial wholeness. She wrote a book in, I believe it was 2021, Get Good with Money. And she has a Netflix special, Get Good with Money, that you should check out so that you can learn. These are all actions that you take to lead you towards physical, spiritual, mental wellness, so that then you can begin to live and experience that rich life that you want to live. Richness of your spirit, richness of your artistic abilities, richness of your developed skill sets and your executive function. All of those skills that are required to adult, right? So yeah, check out Tiffany Alice, the Budgetnista. The other tool that I discovered around the time I discovered Dave Ramsey, I would listen to these podcasts. I can't remember the name of them. There were three of them. One, I think that girl's name was Jamila something, and then a man and a woman would have a podcast, but they were all dealing with finances. That's the main point. And on one of those podcasts, Andrew Hallam, the millionaire teacher, he gave his testimony about how he and his wife as teachers designed the life that they wanted using some very fundamental 9 steps to achieve the millionaire status. And they did it just humbly, quietly, no fanfare, no braggadocious, bodacious lifestyles. You know, they used their 403Bs. They used their other, I think it's a 437. Don't quote me on that. They use all of the tools accessible to educators to save for their future, to save and invest. They minimize their debts and they maximize their income. And so this is a book that you might want to get. It was published in 2017. So it's not brand new, but a lot of the information I think is still relevant. Tiffany's book was published in like 2021. So her book is still fresh and relevant. Yeah. And so the other thing I want to share, continuing to talk about teacher wellness, those of you who are educators, and especially if you're a researcher, if you're an educator, you're a researcher, you are a doctorate, and you're a scholar, then check out, this is my friend, Dr. Luis Javier Pinton Herrera. He and I have collaborated on past projects together. He and Ethan Trin and Gilda Martinez Alba, they collaborated as editors on this book. The book is called Teacher Wellbeing in English Language Teaching, an Ecological Approach, where they're looking at how to have a well-being as an English educator. And this is important. This is a conversation that shouldn't just come from the medical field. It needs to come from educators. Educators giving their testimony of what it is that they are doing to have soundness in their lives. That soundness then carries over into their practice. That soundness that then branches out into their families and into their communities, because with achieving a level of soundness, you're doing certain actions, right? You're implementing strategies and approaches, you're using skills, and these things are replicable. You can teach them to your community, to your family. And so it doesn't necessarily have to come from a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a social worker, a physician. It can come from those who are just like you. And so that is why I'm really excited about the Arizona English Teachers Association's 2023 conference on cultivating spaces of healing and joy through English language arts, because when teachers cultivate those spaces in their own personal lives, it branches out, like it blooms, it branches out, it reaches their professional life. They can start it in their professional life, and then it will bloom into other areas of their lives. So that's what I wanted to talk to you all about. What prompted me? Well, I have been working on my wellness for a long time, over a decade, over 2 or 3 decades. But previously, like when I first started working on my wellness in the 1980s, the information was closed. You would have to go and seek out the information, and then you would have to be welcomed into those spaces. In the 90s, it was getting a little better with sharing the information. But then now with the onset, we have social media, we have the internet, we have so much information at our fingertips. So we can join communities online through online platforms, which I do. I have a couple of communities. I have the Doctoral Aftercare and Healing group on Facebook for those of us who are doctorates, and we want that space to heal and to share our stories and to share what we are doing to, like, recover from the rigorous doctoral process. So yeah, now that we have information accessible to us, we can share and learn and tell others about what it is that we are doing. We can learn from others about what it is that they have done and what they are doing to improve their practice, to expand their knowledge base, to be very effective and highly effective in their classroom practices and, in their expertise. So yeah, that's it today. Thank you all for listening. I'm glad you're here. Come back. Tell me in the comments, how are you being well as an English educator? Be blessed.